Alright everybody, I'm doing a video here in response to a very powerful video that I'm after watching from a man called Joel Burns. Now his video was very powerful, and it described and in what it was like for him being bullied. Now being bullied because you're gay is another thing that seems to be going on quite a lot even to this very day. It's very common in our schools. It's very common in our workplace. It can even be common around our own neighborhood, towns, cities, whatever. It can be. It's everywhere. And like Joel Burns mentioned, it is an epidemic, and it is something that people really need to work a lot harder on to combat. Um, in his video, and now I was also watching Cool Like That Asian's video as well. That's Jason, and Jason was in a pretty bad state over it. Like everyone else that watched that video, it does touch the heart. Now I feel that I want to share my own experience with the bullying and that went on in school, and over being gay. Even though I was in the closet, I was like shy, and I was scared, really scared. And I think that kind of attracted a lot of the bullies that were there in my classroom at school. In my own experience, now in this I'm also going to be reading out two poems that I wrote when I was 15 years old. I way back when I was 15 years old, I had planned my own suicide over the bullying. It was a matter of probably only just days before I was ready to actually to kill myself, because of being called a faggot, because of being called Nancy boy, being called what else they called, Curly Sue, Tootsie, all of these names. Because I feel that maybe I was just a little bit feminine, and the bullies focused on that. Now I did describe once that when I was around 11 or 12, I had to spend every lunch hour in school in the toilets. I had to eat my lunch sitting in the dark in the toilet cubicle with the door closed and locked. So I mean, have you ever tried to eat every single day for your lunch in the dark? It's not that easy. If I didn't do that, I would have been attacked in the schoolyard by the boys that were calling me all those names. Now, when I was 15, I decided to write out how I was feeling, and it was a kind of a goodbye note, really. But I decided I had to write something, because inside I was being torn apart. So here is one of them, and I called it Far Away. Now, if ever you're wondering what goes through the mind of a person who is suicidal, and who doesn't leave a note or anything like that, who doesn't speak about it, this is explaining it right here to you, just for those of you that don't know what it's like. It's not one of these poems that rhyme. I was in a bad way when I wrote this, so, and there it is there. That's what I wrote. I just hold it up there. Far away. Through the poorly decayed misfortune and despair, and through the locked keyhole on the dismembered cell, awake of all the loneliness and aware of morning dawned, the chances, small, are taken, and I run far away. The tall trees on my right and my left pass me hurriedly. Leaves upon the wooden floors crumble as I stride. The people in the sunny village do not see me fly by, for I will be back no more. My mind begins to live again as I steal my hidden words, as I run far away from the deadly lonely cries. But I am an immortal, flying by the darkness, with the bright light of a moon as my dear beloved friend. I will never return again, retracing all my steps. Until the pain stops, I shall be the begging slave, searching on for my lost brothers and sisters. I will continue to run far, far away, and I will not look back. So there you go. Far away. Wrote that. It was explaining just to escape, to get rid of, to get out of there, because I wasn't able to take the bullying anymore. Another one, very quickly, that I'm going to read out to you it was written not very long ago, actually, after that one. I was 15 years old when I wrote that. I would have been the same age, of course, after writing this one called Alone. Now, I just want you to know. Now, I'm not seeking, oh, poor you. I want people out there to understand what it actually feels like during the bullying. And I'm so glad that I wrote these poems way back then, because now I can share it to people who don't know exactly what it's like. Alone. With no one else on his side, what is he to do? Silent whispers embedded in his feelings. That was being gay. Unraveled experiences carry his soul away. Angry with the errors and hopes descended from who? I was confused. I didn't know where all this shite came from, you know. The acting of others. Stupidity holds a constant competition of popularity. The competitors die away as years fly by, leaving them speechless as life unfolds. Their uncalled for ideas make them listen, for shame cannot stand and guide. Their hidden feelings never stand guard, as the unborn person inside fails to glisten. Now here's the results. This is what I believe would happen to them. And it's proven to this very day that the bullies are, God Almighty, they're still going on, but they get their comeuppance. This is what I believed 17 years ago. The very last one. Read this very carefully, people. This is what happens to people who bully. No one leaves them alone, a constant stupidity cry. No one wants them anymore, old news is gone by. No one stops to listen to the person unborn inside. No one helps them compete as the trapped person dies. That's what happens to them. And anyone out there that has been bullied will understand that it isn't a very nice thing to go through. And I just want you to know that there is help out there. It isn't like the old days. It is not like it was when I was at school, and that's for that. Now it's still going on, but it is less tolerated. Actually, that's how I meant to put it. It is less tolerated than what it was before. It was just allowed. Before, the teachers would allow the students to bully the student that was gay. Oh yes, that is the reality of it, people. That is the reality of it. Teachers sometimes allow students bully other students because they're gay. And that's what happened in the Christian Brothers school that I went to. The primary school and the secondary school. You were bullied if you were anyway feminine. You were bullied if you were for the girl. We didn't have girls in the school, in our school, in secondary or in primary. But if the girls were anyway masculine, they were bullied. If the guys were anyway feminine, they were bullied. Now I can't say who was bullied the most, because I just can't say that. But all I can do is explain to ye what it is like. And there's a lot of people out there right now listening to this who are going through it. I urge you to speak out about it and to tell someone. Do not suffer in silence. Do not accept bullying in any way, shape, or form. Now, for the parents of kids, for the parents who have kids in school, I know there's a couple of people here that I know very well that have kids in school. I'm sure you're wonderful parents, and you ask your son or your daughter how their day was. But I urge you to focus on your children's behavior, okay? If your child is too quiet when your child comes home, your son or your daughter, whatever, is too quiet when they come home, I urge you to question what is going on. There is a warning sign, folks. If they are too quiet, question it. If they're silent when they come home, if they show a lack of interest in things that they once really enjoyed doing, if they can't eat when they come home, if you discover that their lunch hasn't been eaten or whatever, check it out. Don't go to the principal. Don't go to the teacher who is teaching your son or your daughter. Go to their friends and ask their friends about your son or your daughter's behavior. Now, there's wonderful teachers out there, there are wonderful principals out there, and wonderful schools out there. But unfortunately, there is a silence, and there's a silence between the teachers, there's a silence between the principals and supervisors even, okay? So ask your son or your daughter's friends how their behavior is at school. Is your son, is your daughter very quiet? Is your son or your daughter being bullied? Ensure them that they will not get in trouble themselves about it. Take steps, lads. Fight against the bullying, because there are people out there that are killing themselves. If I didn't see that there was a light at the end of the road, I would have killed myself shortly after writing what I just read out to you. But there is light at the end of the road. I'm proof of it right here. If you seek help, you will find it, okay? And I'm here if you ever need me. And I love each and every one of you. This is a serious topic, I understand. A lot of my videos are comedy and whatever, but I do touch these kind of issues, lads, because they are important, okay? Take a stand. Do not stand for shit. Do not fucking stand for it, lads. Do not. Get it done. You are not alone. I guarantee you, you are not alone. Stick with it. I promise you. Hold on strong. Because you can get help if you want it. I'm here if you want to speak to me. And anyone on my friends list, go to them. They will help you as well if you need it. Alright? I love you and I'm thinking of you.